Cooney here, and welcome back to my channel. Today's topic looks to be about my crochet hobby. I have gotten a few requests on my various social medias basically asking about my current whip project and my recently finished crochet projects. I am super close to the camera. For those of you who don't know, whip means work in progress and is a term fairly commonly used in various hobbies and professions, mostly of the maker's professions. So like cosplay, fiber arts, just crafts in general. So my plan for this video is to show you my current whip projects from the month of January, and then the things that I have finished in the month of January 2020. So without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, I am going to show you my whips from January where I started them, but I hadn't necessarily finished them yet. And as you can see, I have a lot of the small stuff in this cauldron here. And it's fairly just stuff that basically needs to have their tails sewn in and stuff like that. So let's go through these. There's gonna be a lot of them that it's just, there's a lot because, you know, I went through it, nearly an entire skein of yarn or whatever projects that I used other yarns for, and then they had like a small yarn, so I just went and used up the rest of it. So first off, what we have here are hair scrunchies. So you can see through here there's a black elastic, and this is with a polyester blend. I believe it's just regular single crochet and then double crochet around it, 2 double crochets in each just to fill it out. And yeah, I got a lot of those that I gotta sew in. I have a few of these because I was making slippers for my mom, and then I had a tiny bit of ball left, so made those. I also had a feather-like yarn, so I thought of making one of those, and then I got bored with trying to find exactly the right stitch. So, you know, we'll, there we go. So I still have that ball of yarn in my project bag. Okay, face scrubbies it looks like. So this is cotton yarn, and I have all sorts of colors because I kind of went crazy and bought a lot of peach and cream and then a lot of sugar and cream, I think it's called. But it's a ball of cotton yarn. I got a lot of these at Meijer, but some of them I did get at Walmart. But these are face scrubbies. They're big enough to fit in a wide mouth mason jar, and I usually put 8 in the jar, and they're reusable, so you don't have to throw away the cotton pads you use to get your makeup off. So if you have like a standard makeup remover solution, you can soak these in the mason jar and then just pull one out and then, you know, use. So throwing those in there. Oh, those are some scrubbies too. Alright, next it looks like the most I have are coasters, which they're made out of the same yarn of the face scrubbies. They're cotton, so they will not shrink in the wash. And yeah, so they absorb the liquids really well. If one gets really, really soaked, I probably would throw it in the wash just to, you know, take care of it. But alright, and then we have a dish scrubby, which this is, I'll put in the description below on what brand this is, but this is, I think it's Red Heart. But it's specifically a scrubby yarn, so you can see that. So it's got all of these little like flecks and bits off the end of it or whatever. So it basically helps clean your dishes. So I ended up making one that unfortunately I don't have it with me because it was a gift for someone, but I made one with an extra row and it's a full-on like hand-sized scrubby for dishes. So just gotta put these tails in, and as you can see, it's definitely drudgery work, if I do say so myself. This one is actually technically a coaster, but I'm making it for my mom, and she wants to have an attachment so she can hang it in her window because she really likes the sun, moon, and star motifs. So I need to still work on that. And then this one, I have a little, as you can tell, it's a little octopus, but I've been adjusting patterns lately. So I'll have a pattern that I made, a couple years ago, and then I've been going through them and then either altering or improving on them. So this one was only supposed to have, I think, 6 legs, and it was supposed to be a separate bottom, and then I had to sew the bottom on with the legs separately. And I'm like, well, why waste yarn when I can just do it all in one go? So I made sure to use the back loops only and front loops only trick in order to get a good seamless connection to it. And then the tentacles, I have these are just simple single stitch, and then these are double single stitch, like 2 single stitches in each, and it's alternating. But yeah, I just need to stuff that and maybe add eyes and then finish it off. So that'll be fun to show off. And then I've had this in my project bag probably since the start of January because I did it while I was out and about and I didn't have stuffing to finish it off with, but it already has the button sewn on, and then I just have to stuff and then finish it off. So that's why there's so much of a tail, because, Alright, and then Pac-Man. We have Pac-Man here. As you can see, it's definitely work in progress still. Still needs eyes, still needs mouth. I think this pattern's from Crafty is Cool. But yeah, I'll see if I can find it and I'll post in the description below. But this is actually a gift for my boyfriend's cousin, who I gave him a set of Pac-Man ghosts for Christmas. So this one is going to be working towards next Christmas, because you can never start too early, especially when my list of people is over 2 pages long. So, yeah. And then we have chapstick koozies. Cozies. These just need to have their ends tied in. I don't currently have a chapstick to showcase it off with, but obviously you stick it in and the chapstick actually comes out maybe like a millimeter out of the top, and then of course you just snap it onto your purse or your bag, and yeah, it's hard to lose your chapstick when it's in a more accessible place. And then this one, that's a beginning of a chapstick koozie, because truthfully, this is however much yarn that I actually have left of that. So far as I can remember. I think I have another ball of that in my ball stash back at my parents' house. So yeah, hi, this is the apartment. So I want to say I have another one of these, but I truthfully have no clue. It's one of my hairs. So obviously it's got a cute little charm, which a friend made me for Christmas 2 years ago. Yeah, not this past year, the year before that. And it's so cute. I use it. I know it's supposed to be a stitch marker, but I use it so I can't pull out the stitch. So, but yeah, this one I just need to work on. It just has like, let's see, 7 more rows. So 70 more stitches. Alright, so that's all of those whips. But then I have all of these and this. We'll get to that later. So yeah, let's see. I'm going to dismantle this one. So this is what I call a sunrise shawl. So this is, what is there? When you use wicker baskets, you'll just start finding all of these, especially if they're thrifted wicker baskets. So, so this is a, excuse me. This is a C2C or corner-to-corner shawl using a ball of handmade modern worsted yarn, 100% acrylic. And it's got this pretty sunrise-like colors. It's not an actual gradation, it's just blocks of color, but it's still gonna look pretty when it's done. I've been working on that on and off, but yeah, that's probably also going to be a gift. And then next we have this one. So this one is a stash buster. It is literally 2 yarns that I have, I'm trying to get rid of this one, and I paired it with this gold because, as you can see, it comes out nicely. But this is actually part of a project that my mom and I are doing throughout the year, where we crochet as many hats and scarves and other warm winter attire that we can, and then on Giving Tuesday, which is the Tuesday following Thanksgiving, we donate all of this to our local Hope House in Waukesha, which, those of you who don't know, I'm from the Milwaukee area in Wisconsin. So the Hope House basically takes these items, and those in need can come and take these items for free. So far as I know, as like they don't have to pay anything. It's literally like, hey, you need a coat? Great, someone just donated this in your size. So, we prefer doing this much more than sending to Goodwill, or like St. Vinny's, or Salvation Army, just because they all charge for whatever is donated there, and they can make a profit off of it if they want. The Hope House is completely donation run and doesn't expect anything in return. They also give food to those who need it. So I work in a catering company, and we actually donate food there. And they always appreciate any little bit. Toiletries help as well. And so this is one of my current projects. I actually need to finish this to close out my month of January, so I'm probably going to be finishing this today. So next we are going to do another Hebron Hope House. I'm always so clever at keeping this closed that I can't open now. Thank you. Okay. So, this one is also a Hope House scarf, but this one is made out of Bernat Blanket Brights. It's a polyester, and it's super warm and cuddly. But it's just, again, it's another scarf that I'm going to finish up. If I have enough, I'll make a hat out of it, which I have a red polyester that you'll actually see later in this video. But this is super soft, it's super chunky, and it will definitely help keep people warm in Wisconsin winters. So, put this off to the side. For those of you wondering, I'm using a Q hook, and yeah, there's literally no indications on this hook telling me what it is, so I had to add it in marker, and then I put tape over it so it will never rub off. Alright, let's put paper clip near that. Okay, next is a pattern that I'm creating. It's admittedly a Christmas gift that I have not finished yet, but for those of you who might watch Invader Zim, this is actually going to be a Gur wearing his dog suit. So I have to finish the body, and then I need to create the actual like dog hood. So it is very slow going, but this is what it is going to look like. This one. I thought about doing this one, and I'm like, I'll do it next year. So, but yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I have a couple of eyes already made, but I'm actually thinking of remaking them because they're not what I envisioned for it. Alright, so next on the list, right now, I only have one square because I'm actually very behind on that, but I am doing a temperature blanket for the year of 2020. Here in my bullet journal, I actually have a list of what temperatures are what color, so whatever this day was for, it was between 46... There it is. 46 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So as you can see, I have nearly the entire month of January down. Just gotta get the last few days. And then I can start in on February and then actually like start working on those. So that is the beginnings of my 2020 temperature blanket, which I'm figuring as I make more squares, I'm gonna leave tails long enough to just sew it onto it right away. So this is just a normal, no, this is the V-stitch granny square, if I remember correctly. I looked at the tutorial from Jada and Stitches recently, so it's got a nice like swirly pattern in it. But yeah. Alright. And then we have another Jada and Stitches pattern. I'm following along with her calendar blanket project this year. So this year, this is January square, where it's kind of like the cross pattern checkerboard, and then all the squares are going to be surrounded in this silver that I decided. And as you can tell, my gauge is not completely straight. I'm very bad at tension control. So when I'm tense, I very much crochet tighter than I should. So that's a work in progress. I have the remainder of the yarn in this basket here. And then, let's see. It looks like my last project to show off is my 2019 calendar or temperature blanket. So each row is a different day, and it is nowhere near finished because I got, let's see, all the way to here, and not even March yet. So I got all those days to fill in, but whatever. I've been working on a couple of rows every day, but yeah, I'm hoping to have it done sometime by June, maybe? So yeah. Alright, so that is it for my works in progress, my whips. So now it's time to go to the few things I actually did finish. Because I like to start a lot of projects and then never, ever finish them. So we will start off with my C2C purple shawl. This one I actually finished. It was a Red Heart Super Saver ombre. So you can see this gorgeous, gorgeous purple like ombre. Just, oh, I'm in love with it. I really want them to come out with like a yellow to red one, because I would happily scrap that sunrise shawl if they came out with a red one in this, but I haven't been able to find one so far. I do have a blue that I'm planning on working on sometime in the summertime, once a lot of my other projects are finished. But yeah, so I have that. It's really good as a lap blanket, and I use it a lot at work. So I actually stole this from work because I'm at a desk job now, and it's very nice for keeping either my shoulders or my lap warm when I need it. So yeah. Alright, next one is the other polyester that I talked about. This one had enough for a hat and a scarf, but this one is a much thinner scarf than the blue, so we'll see if I have enough. But this set will be really nice on those really frigid days. So, that's definitely going to be going to the Hope House. And then after that, we have more chapstick koozies. These ones I actually managed to, actually sew in the tails. So I have a lot more of these, but these were just the ones that I finished last month. So nothing too special. I already talked about them earlier, so we got that at least. And then after that, I came up with a new pattern. For those of you who don't know, I'm very big into Kingdom Hearts, and I always used to do my Paopu fruit, where it was a single star with a single leaf. But lately, as I've been playing the game, I've been looking at the Paopu fruit and being like, my pattern isn't accurate. So now I've come up with a 2-leaf Paopu fruit. But even then, how do you share that? You're supposed to be able to share it with someone. So now I've created a Paopu fruit pair of keychains. So those who want to always be a part of someone else's destiny, or, just have destinies intertwined like the Paopu fruit is supposed to, one person takes one and the other person takes the other, and then they will always be bound by fate. This is actually a very popular gift I give to my friends in relationships that are into Kingdom Hearts, because they know the significance to this and I really don't need to explain things to them. But as you can see, we got the star here, and then it's always 2 branches, or 2 of the points right next to each other that will have the leaf. So yeah, I'm really proud of these, and I'm currently working on full plushied form of the matching pairs, so that'll be great. And then from there, I have a beautiful Water Tribe inspired headband, or at least earband. Goes around the head, covers the ears. You can use it for just pretty things like decoration, or you can actually wear it to try to keep warm, but I would recommend probably using a hoodie with this. So yeah. And then a friend's cat is getting very low on toys, but really likes just strings. So this is a simple braid with a slip knot end, so they can slip it over a wrist or a doorknob. And this way the kitty can play, and then there's a long line, so no hands are harmed in the enjoyment of a feline. And then my last finished project of the month is a Great Ball keychain. I'm very much a Pokemon fan, and I've been making a lot of Pokeballs lately. For Christmas, so in December, I actually ended up making a luxury ball for a friend. So I'm gonna probably see if I can make that into a keychain form, but we'll see. I've been doing a lot of needle felting, that's the word, needle felting stuff lately. So you see this, it's not sewn on, it's just stuck in. So, and then the button is also needle felted on. So yeah, that is it for all of my works in progress, and my finished projects for the month of January. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, my lovelies. Mwah!